Hello everybody, welcome back to the episode of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. In the last part, we started our adventures into the Occult Crescents. We boarded a ship, we joined up with Ket and Rom for one last hurrah, and we got sucked into some strange islands, which, kind of odd. We met a fairy, we met a tomberry, all that kind of fun stuff. Explored outside a little bit, and all that crazy stuff. So now, we are going to be going through all of the story quests for the Occult Crescents. As you can see, I have already gotten level 20, so I maxed out on my levels. I also got a couple new jobs. I ended up mastering the Phantom Knights, or the Knights, and the Cannoneer. I also got some new jobs, so we got Berserker, we got Ranger, and we got the Time Mage, Chemist, we got the Cannoneer, obviously, so those are the new jobs. I'm still missing a couple jobs, like Thief. I'm missing Oracle on this character. I had on my other character, which is really strong. I really want it on this one. I have gone through the Occult Crescent on my other character as well, so the only thing I had to do now is the story for both characters. So that whole process took me about a week to do it. Because on top of that, I also did the relics for each character, which was also a pain in the ass. But I got the relic for which is it's not a stick. It's not a stick. So I guess I could be happy about that, but whatever. It's not the coolest looking thing ever. But I did get the the relic on this character and the relic on my other character for Pictomancer. So that whole process is done. 36 Atma, which is a pain in the ass to get. It took me 10 hours just to get 3 of one kind of Atma on this character. Thankfully, my other character didn't take nearly as long to get all 18 Atma on there. But yeah, so that whole process took a week. We are ready to progress with the story. Hey man, what's up? What are the runes divulge? Don't spare a single detail. Oh, my noggin's awash with the knowledge. The structure you explored sounds to me like the Amdapori Keep. The mages of Amdapor are famed for having developed white magic and focus on restorative purifying arts. It was in the depths of such fashion that they honed their arcane craft. But ancient Amdapor was located in the present-day Twellswood. I've never heard the tale of their people striking out this far to the Indigo Deep. A keep of that size must have required a sizable workforce. The Amdapor were renowned for their use in light-imbued statues and construction defense. I dare say the structure you survey was built by such stones familiars. I sense I know a great deal more, but alas, the seal prevents me from expounding further. Might you revisit the ruins and retrieve a sample of the stonework? Preferably something imbued with ether. In the heart of the keep, there ought to be a ceremonial chamber where they had brought their creations to life. A magic chunk of masonry was from such a place that surely suffice. So where am I going? Alright. I don't need that mount anymore, so I can get rid of that. Alright. Gotta go over there. Tell you what, leveling here, I kind of had fun with leveling here, honestly. Kind of reminds me, it brought back the old vibes of Ereka and Bozia. Well, more so along the lines of Bozia than Ereka, but because with Ereka, you had elemental, you had the whole elemental system aspect system to contend with. I got a fucking mud pie. What the hell is this? I already have it. So this is more along the lines of a simplified Bozia. Of course, a lot of people have had their complaints about this place, but I'm not complaining. I liked it. I wanted to get to level 20 so I can actually do the quests and not have to worry about being like one-shotted or anything. There are enemies that will practice. There are higher level enemies than level 20, but I hope I don't have to deal with those enemies here. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Alright. There you go. I got your fancy schmancy stone. Sure, it was not the Andapori who built those structures. You mean to say it was a work of their familiars? You're half right. The residual magics of the stone are the same I felt emanating from Iris. It was her master that built those blue ruins. I thought Iris was Nimian. Do you reckon whoever summoned her could also command Andapori golems? Indeed, we're dealing with an individual rivaling my own considerable talents. Unfortunately, I can't access the rest of my knowledge concerning the matter. I'm afraid that will require some more fieldwork on your part, my friend. Considering all we have seen thus far, there are doubtless signs of other civilizations on the islands. See if you can find the ruins of 3 distinct civilizations out there. That should prove sufficient in sample size. I don't know if I've got enough, to be honest with you. Alright. Ah, I figured. Okay. So... not quite sure what exactly it is I'm supposed to be looking for. So, I think I gotta do some little bit of research on how to actually progress with the story, because they don't really indicate where you're supposed to go. So, let me pull up a list here real quick and see what I have to do. Okay. Alright, so they don't really make it easy to find these quests, do you? Common thread. Okay, I found the I found the locations where I need to go to. So, first one is over here, over yonder somewhere. This is the damn cliff. Can't be here, right? Can't be. Damn fucking cliff. Oh yeah, there it is. There's one of them. Nice. Alright, so there's that. Oh, cool, I got the other two. Sweet! Sweet! I got them. So the other one of them is around there in the little tomb area, and the third one is down over here. So I did get those two. I remember grabbing those. Alright, that was easy. That was easy. Painless. Painless, painless. There's no mistaking that spark in your eyes. You've seen architectural marvel of Earth or 3. Pray share your findings. I stumbled upon some ruins. Intriguing. The coastal structure you described are without a doubt Nimian in origin. I'd recognize this rounded architecture of my birthplace anywhere. The colossal pyramid overrun by void sense sounds like the creation of Machi engineering. You might recall that the ancient city of Mach was the birthplace of black magic. As the cavernous chambers hewn out the rock itself, your description is consistent with Skallic design. Nim, Maj, and Scala were all city-states that flourished during the 5th Astral Era. How is this for working theory? Once they discovered the Isle and its abundant ether, the city-states started vying for control, erecting monuments and such to stake their claim. I was snoozing here long before everyone else arrived. My claim was the strongest of the lot. Joking aside, I think it was Iris's master and the familiars who built these monuments, much like the first structure you explored. With that in mind, I'd have you return to the ruins and bring me back a chunk of ether imbued stone from each. Oh, good. Guys got me running all over the place. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Got that one. Next one is down there. Next one, gotta go over here. Gotta go over here. Gotta go down that way. Down into the abyss! Oh, come this way, I think. At least I don't have to deal with monsters aggroing on me. Give me that. Got that one. And then one last one, which is down over yonder. Gotta go that way. Alright, so we gotta go this way. This is all mock architecture. Reminds me of Dunscaith or Dunscaith. There's the pyramid. You know, to be honest with you, I didn't realize this was a pyramid until you brought it up. Alright. Got that. I got your stuff. Alright. Hey man, I got your stones here. So reliable and efficient. Let me see these fine specimens you collected. Oh, I can feel the seal weaken and crumble. As I posited, each and every ruin you explored was built at the behest of a single individual. There is also a fitting explanation for the diverse cultural styles of display, but I wish you would hear your thoughts first. What are your impressions of the Isle as you run through the wilds? It's like a vast, inaccessible, incredibly dangerous museum. If nothing else, the experience has been educational. Me thinks that might be the crux of it all. By replicating the architecture of the 5th Astral Era, whoever built all this might have been trying to curate an educational experience of sorts. Though the question remains, why go to the trouble on a tiny isle miles away from the nearest port? You'd get more visitors on the mainland. Besides the point, our mystery architect didn't want visitors, and the reason is... sealed away? For a self-proclaimed wise old man, you ain't half lacking in wisdom. Cecil, I'm afraid I have need of your eyes, and seemingly endless appetite for exploration once again. Venture ever further and seek out hitherto unexplored ruins. Together we shall restore my font of knowledge to its gushing glory. Okay. Just got more. I do not have that, but I know where it is. So, gotta go over here. And it's right where that stone marsh is. Gotta go over there. I don't know if it's inside or if it's above. Well, it must be above because you can't even go inside. Maybe not. Oh, I got a... Ooh. I got a mount. I got a thing. I got a... Early to rise. Sweet. I wonder how much those sell for. Guess that was worth going up there. Alright, that's what I needed for. Yes, it was. Alright, I got a mount out of it. I got a hairstyle. Wonder how much those sell for. If they don't sell for shit, I'll just use them. All told, you've seen Amdapori, Nimian. Oh, I didn't even talk to you. Alright. More unexplored ruins. Share with me all you just saw. I think this is the last time we need to actually go around and get hunting down survey points for quests. A tiring edifice of interlocking stairways. Hearing your account is already chipping away at the seal. You, adventurer, have stumbled across a palace and molded on the city of Karnak. Don't know what that is. The brave warriors of Karnak outfitted themselves with magnificent turbans and an arsenal of arcane weapons. Their martial prowess once held together a mighty state. I've never heard of this Karnak. Was it another civilization that flourished in the 5th Dawntrail era? Indeed, though they rivaled the 12 city-states in terms of prestige and power, neither they nor their history survived the ages. A truly lamentable end. How did they perish? It must have happened at some point during my great slumber. I'm afraid I have no knowledge to impart. Now might be an opportune moment for a question I've been afraid to ask. How did the nations of the 5th Dawntrail era meet their end? The War of the Magi. As the name suggests, city-states turned their magics against one another. The ensuing conflict claimed countless souls and wreaked havoc on the land's ethereal balance. It was a catastrophic flood that eventually swallowed the nations whole. Brought low by the same arcane power that propelled them to such great heights. I mean, before my slumber, there were those who decried the rampant misuse of magics. Ah, shit. It was likely the War of the Magi or the following six a calamity that spelled the end of Karnak. All that's left of the legacy is right here on the Occult Crescent. Precisely. San's architect. It was he who foresaw catastrophe and sought to preserve the facet of each nation with each of these empty monuments. He? Who in the seven hells is this architect? Alas, I am constrained once again by the importunate seal. If you were to locate a personal possession of his, or perhaps... Yes, that might do it. Why don't you try wrangling with the powerful Void Scent? When Maki mages call forth denizens of the Void, they would sign a pact with their summon in blood. If it was an architect that raises the Isle's Void Scent, he too may have followed the practice. A dangerous gambit, to be sure. I believe obtaining such a contract will be our best shot for identifying him. Should you find a dispatch of Void Scent, keep your eyes peeled. Alright. I believe I know which one that was, because I did hear, yeah, critical encounters. I don't need to do that. I know which one I think I need for this one. and I have to wait for it to fucking spawn. And that critical encounter is the one that takes place down there in the Occult Cloister, I believe. Because I did see people talking about this void scent in particular. So I gotta wait until that monstrosity spawns in. So yeah, we're playing the waiting game. Yeah, Calamity Bound. Yep, right there. Yep, that's it. Down there. So I gotta wait for that to spawn in, which that might take some time. I mean, I've seen it spawn in pretty frequently. So I just gotta wait till it spawn before I can continue. So once it spawns, you know what? Once it spawns, I think I'll show off that fight because it's kind of cool. And I don't want to show off I want to show off something in this place that isn't fighting those guys out there. So once that spawns in, I will be back. We'll take on that fight, and then we'll see how that all plays out. Hopefully, we're not waiting too long. Back. That took some time, and like two instances later, but we got it. Calamity Bound is inbound. Just gotta wait until it pops in. Show what kind of like what the fights look like, and then we can continue onwards. So, kind of having a meeting of lunch too. All right, let's do it. conquered the demon! I've conquered it! Alright. Let's head back. That was exciting. That's pretty much what the CEs are like in this place. We're convinced that a void sync contract... Okay, I got it. Oh, doubt it with the blow of the Guardian's architect himself! This will do nicely. Alright, so what's gonna happen here? With the seal further diminished, I can reveal what I knew all along. The architect was fearful of something being stolen and thus employed voids to guard its monuments. Orders for his museum, eh? Perhaps the magical barrier surrounding the isle was intended for the same defensive purpose. Projecting mirages, repelling all approaches, and for the ill-fated shapes that did make landfall, a swift end. What do you reckon our architect wanted to protect so fiercely? It was the very wisdom of mankind of crystalline form. Forbidden knowledge is so potent as to threaten the star itself. It's the very... Sealed away in the Fork Tower, preserved but forever out of reach. You onerous little usurper! That was my explanation to give. The peak of the 5th era civilization is preserved here on the Isle, but the city-states left their blighted legacies, sparking the war of the Magi and unleashing disaster in the world. I suppose the architect balked at the loss of all that knowledge, but feared that would happen if it passed on to the wrong hands. A head full of facts and figures alone serves the thinker no practical purpose. Only once applied and directed as knowledge truly ascendant. A spiteful barb directed at my poor self, no doubt. The world knowing many things, be it recalling so few. A master in the arcane arts, yet being incapable of the simplest spell. Tell me, Sessa, does the knowledge still away in the tower she spoke of pique your interest? Of course. In the right hands, it would prove a boon to mankind. I see. Do you reckon you'll find the architect himself inside this Fork Tower? There's a possibility, though there are in fact 2 towers in the Isle. The Tower of Blood in the South Horn, and its northern counterpart, the Tower of Magic. Given that we're dealing with the mage capable of casting island-wide war, I dare say he'll be in the latter. You seem to know an awful lot about these towers. Did that part of your knowledge get unsealed too? Indeed, although in truth I've known such matters all along. You are but starting to glimpse my near infinite wisdom. Anyway, we got to find a route into the North Horn. The expedition will maintain a presence here at the base camp, but it's time to begin planning the next phase. Join me in the Phantom Village when you're ready. Alright. This is when we go into the Fork Tower. What? Are you sure? What's going on, madam? Just an update from our scouting party. I guess you noticed the strange auroras that light up in the sky every now and then. Well, there's a tower to the west that only shows up during those conditions, and our scouts said they found a way in. Ring any bells? The Tower of Blood, eh? Sounds to me like we're talking about the very same structure. Anyway, when it's visible, an ethereal note appears in a solitary pavilion over on the Heathcliff. The scouts reckon it'll whisk you off the tower if you stand on it. None of them fancy trifling with it, so if you're curious about what lies inside this Tower of Blood, you'll have to investigate yourself. Right. That's all from me. When you're ready, when you head back to the Phantom Village, make sure Ket and Rom hears about all this too. Okay. I've yet to go into the Fork Tower, so I have absolutely no idea what it is. Hey, sweet. Ooh. Ominous. Hey, Missy. Yeah, you're investigating Tower 9 as you tell your choices. The expedition want to parley with Ket and Ron and figure out the next steps. I will do that, but I believe I heard you need 16 dealies to get into the Fork Tower, which opens up a portal for 48 people to enter. Which I need ciphers. This is what you need. I don't know what the difference between the ciphers, really. So you must get these from the Fork Tower, I'm assuming. What can you get from here? X-Death's Castle. Okay. Interesting. Alright, get some pretty interesting stuff out of it. I just gotta do Fork Tower. Alright. I think you need like 16 dealies. How much can I get? At most 6. Why not? Well, that's fine. There was a map that I was saving up for, but I don't care. Alright. Ket and Ron, what's your deal, buddy? That's all going good, but we've already set and fallen the archives as Hunt focusing on its counterpart in the North Horn. Besides, I'm reluctant to send crew to investigate. There's no telling what's inside. That said, I won't get in your way if you even mind to satisfy your curiosity. Well, with the village and base camp secured, now's a good time to regroup and plot our next move. Of course, the fact remains, we trapped in this rock for the foreseeable future. I, for one, won't consider this a success until the whole crew is back in Thule, drinking their fill at Thai. We've yet to uncover the architect's true identity, and I'm still curious as to why we haven't encountered any survivors. We've got a ways to go on the mystery solving front. In the meantime, I want you to travel back to Thule and give a progress report to the expedition messenger. I'll get word to you as soon as we establish a route to the Northern Horn. So then, take care of yourself, my friend. Alright, buddy. Doop-a-doo! Dapper! Alright. I said, live and breathe, you made it back! Well, what about Ket and Ron and the rest of the crew? So they're stuck there. Heavens, the island sounds more perilous than Shade's Triangle. At least you may be able to establish a foothold. Anyhow, I imagine you'll want to rest up and recover your energies for what's to come. I shan't keep you any longer. Thanks, buddy. Hey. We might be done with that quest line. But we still got the Crescent, the Occult Crescent isn't surely done until I do the Fork Tower. I can't just not do it and show it off. So, I have absolutely no fucking idea how long it'll take me to get into Fork Tower. It might take me quite some time because I don't think I've seen anyone go into the Fork Tower. So, granted, this is still, you know, it's been a week since it's released, so people are still working on progression and shit. But Um, so yeah, it might take me a while before I get into to do a Fork Tower run, and then probably even longer to complete one. So whenever I get around to getting the Fork Tower underway, I will be back, and we will see how that all wraps up, and then we will bring an end to the Occult Crescent storyline. I'll probably keep it on one video, so because this video hasn't been that long. So when I get into the Fork Tower, I will be right back. Alright, so here's the thing. I was gonna include the Fork Tower run into this, but I didn't realize the amount of work that needs to go into Fork Tower, and the amount of prep that you have to do. And I'm nowhere near close to being ready for the Fork Tower when I've come to the realization of that. So I will not be including the Fork Tower run to here. If and whenever I do get around to doing the Fork Tower, I will probably make that its own video. But this might be the case where with the Baldessian Arsenal, where I just don't end up making a video of it. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I need to level up a lot more jobs, be ready for it, and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm wrapping it up here. When we come back, we'll see what happens next. I think we've got the summer event coming up pretty soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.